Hey YouTube family, how you doing? This is yours truly, Kofi Baraka, and right now with another installment of Kofi Baraka's World, Season 2, Episode 1. And this episode is entitled Chosen Ones, Manifest to be Your Best. So we're here in Season 2 right now. We made a couple adjustments. And I thought this would be the perfect title for this episode, talking about manifestations. Like I always say before, if you hear any childlike voices in the background, that's my son. He's playing in his room. Just did a couple hours of learning, so he's kind of, relaxing. But like I said before, we're going to talk about manifesting today, especially during this time because the portal is totally open. 2022, 22, wherever you want to manifest, you might get it twice. So you got to be nice. So before we do that, we got to give praises to the High One, G-O-D. And like I always say, close those eyes and open up those ears. God, thank you for this time. Thank you for the portals for being open. Thank you for all these new discoveries or old discoveries. Thank you for the knowledge you have implanted and implemented into us. Thank you for keeping our third eye open, keeping our eye Haru open. Thank you for Mayat Grace. Thank you for the Orishas, for their mercy. Thank you for God in general, just for just keeping us, in your minds and always coming during the right fashion of time. We love you all our hearts. We love you all our might and all our strength. Amen Ra, Ashe, Ashe, and Ashe. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. So, like I said today, we're going to talk about manifestation. And my first point is 3D manifestation. So, with the 3D manifesting, a lot of times it was extremely slow. It was like some old ass internet. It seemed like the blessings didn't come accordingly, and this is very far-fetched, but it might have been late for you in your perspective. It might not have been on time, which is impossible because God always deliver his gifts on time, unless we are not doing the right shadow work and it's lagging, Small faith is not going to push it, and that's 3D. Like you can't have small faith. You have to have large faith. Faith of a mustard seed could push mountains, basically, or move mountains. So the same thing, like you have to constantly believe in yourself. There's going to be people, there's going to be it's going to be family members, it's going to be friends. It might be your children, it might be your immediate kids. And the devil's going to use anyone to knock you off your rocker, to get you off your vibration, to get you off your frequency. So no small faith, have large faith. If someone doesn't believe in you, you smile on their face, you say, all right, cool conversation, that's your opinion, and you keep it moving. Also, that's very much man-made in terms of small faith. We don't come from small faith. In my eyes, there's no small faith. It's all or nothing. It's like being a little pregnant. No. If you're pregnant, you're pregnant. You know what I mean? And the same thing for manifesting. If you want to manifest or manifest big or manifest ordinarily, you got to do a couple of these things, Also, no superficial tactics. As you can tell this season, I'm not using no papers. I still do the click, click, but no superficial tactics. No empty antics. If you did, like, perfect example, in 3D, suppose you wrote something out like 15 or maybe 100 times, I want $15,000. And that might have worked in the 3D, but it might not work in this 5D. Then you're realizing you might have to change because now it's more of a gradualism of something new. Also, like I said earlier, slow results, no results, or a low expectation, that's so 3D. And you gotta think some of the food you was eating was slowing your vibration down. Even the way the earth is right now positioned, that helps your blessings. And I know it doesn't make sense, but it really does, because the way the earth is positioned right now is, it's been a long time since it's been at that atlas in terms of that position. And that makes a big differentiation in terms of the blessings that's coming in. My next point is 5D manifesting or manifestation. So this is what you should really get into. So the first thing you gotta do is start praying and building and constructing a good relationship with God. You know, you don't have to apologize for nothing and things of that sort. You can start fresh, but start praying to her or him more, and not just asking for things, just a normal conversation, just a normal guidance. You can go across the street and you can have two ways, and you can say, God, left or right, just to see if he or she will talk to you in the inside, which they will. And also, like I said, you have to have a relationship with God, but it has to be based on consistency. It has to be based on love. It has to be based on respect. And it has to be based on growth, honor. Like I said, honesty. It has to be pure. As pure as it could be. You know, it's like raising a child. Like, you don't want to make the mistakes of your parents. So, and you don't know the future. So you got to be at your best. Also, like I said before, strong faith, undeniable faith. You know, no one could knock you. You know, this is a time in which you might be on your own. You might be doing a lot of shadow work anyway. So this is a good time for isolation. So just really get deep into the trenches of talking to God, conversing with God and the angels and the Orishas, and just really getting down to the nitty gritty in terms of what's the root of who I am. Because God's not going to bless you unless or until you know who you are as a person. I give you a perfect example. And I got this from an entertainer. He said he wanted, but this is a good story. He said he wanted a car, and he asked his parents for a car. They didn't give him the car. So what did he do? He got a job. He saved up for the car, and he was a young guy. He's like 21, 20, and he was living in his parents' home, and his parents had a driveway. And the driveway from a storm had all the trees and loose branches and leaves and, you know, debris all in the driveway. So it was no way they could park their cars. The mom and the father parked their cars on the street in front of the house. And the guy told his mother, like, I'm about to buy a car, but I'm having a little bit of problems. And she was like, well, before any blessing comes from God, you have to make clear of any mishaps, any misdeeds, any empty promises, or any foolishness or ill will to others. You have to clean up, not only metaphysically, but your whole reality, your whole life. So what did he do? I promise you, he cleaned out his driveway. I almost said drive-through like it's a restaurant. His driveway. And he cleaned it. It took him like a couple of days. He cleaned his whole driveway. Guess what happened? The insurance company that was speaking to him gave him a low rate in comparison to the high rate they gave him the time before they spoke. When he cleaned the driveway, the car even, the appraisal price or the price of the car went down. So he had some money left over for himself. And then he finally got the car, and he drove the car to the house. He had somewhere to park his car. He had the car in the driveway. Now the driveway is clean. He has his new car. That's how God works. It's no different with us. And like I said before, strong faith. Start fasting. Clean your body and your soul. Have a childlike attitude now. I know I'm moody as fuck at times. And I have to watch myself. And now I'm becoming more playful, more childlike, you know, more forgiving, not holding grudges. You know, God will bless you tenfold, like Job in the Bible. When you're still, when you stand still with God, when you're not everywhere, You know, God's like a parent. If you're everywhere and he got to protect you and watch over you, or she got to protect you, watch over you, and make sure everything's going, correctly, it takes away from that time for that bigger blessing. It might take a day or two longer because you're not at one spot. And I'm not talking about mobility, like working and things like that. I'm just talking about just in general. And also give to the homeless, give to the less fortunate during this time, even when you don't have. That's the test of God. I promise you. In some cases I hack. And in Baltimore, that means like, you drive your car for business. And it's been times in which I had $1, maybe $10 in my pocket, and I gave it to a homeless couple. I gave it to a homeless man or woman. I gave it to someone that was less fortunate. And this is not why I did it, but in some cases, me being moody, I'm like, hey, I might not make no money today. Let me bless somebody else. Bless the person, and this happened a bunch of times with me. I blessed the person with $1, $5, a $10 bill. I promise you, 2 minutes later, I go around the corner, a person calls my phone, say, hey, I need a pickup. Or I see a person alerting me. And that person, they get in the car, what they put in my hand, $20, $25, $30. Can you take me to this place? Sometimes it's a short distance. It's not even that long. A good conversation in the mix. They at their destination. I took care of God's people. In terms of I do nothing ill will. I got my money to get what I need in life, help my family, help myself. I didn't hurt no one in the process of this reality. And like I said before, the blessings continuance because the person got to where they had to go to. They didn't get hurt. They were safe. I helped them with my service. I helped another person with the money originally for the person that's unfortunate or homeless. It's a trifecta. You can't lose. And you pass the test with God. So next thing I'm going to talk about is the manifestation tools. So I always say this, no fap, no masturbation. Keep that energy to yourself, especially I'm talking for men. I'm not talking for women. I'm not a woman, so I don't know. But as a black man, as a Aboriginal man in this country, or, in this country, excuse me, I would say the no fap does work. No high fructose corn syrup. Stay away from that. No white sugar, no white rice, no white eggs. Stay away from that. That's the devil's food. Exercising. I always say season 1. I always say exercising. It builds up your vibration, man. No meat, no pornography, no libration people or no librational people. Also, what to add as a tool: sage, incense, burning rocks, white clothing, not white people clothing, but white color clothing. Like I rock green because I'm a goon. So goon is green and black and different colors. As you can see in my background next to nature, that's what I'm trying to do. You know what I mean? Also, don't sweat the small stuff in situations. And this is one of my Kofi predictions. So by December, I say 2023, we're not going to be using currency no more. Everything's going to be digital dollars, digital currency, and different other currencies. So the dollar is going to be on the lower part of the totem pole. And like I always say, this is the end of episode 1 of season 2 of Kofi Baraka's World. Like I always say, peace, positive thinking. I love you. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. And always remember, we're number 1. Our people is number 1. Ooh, I messed that one up. We're number 1. Our God is number 1. And the journey is not done. Thank you guys so much for just tuning in. I love you. And also receive your abundance. Peace.